Welcome to another edition of the Houston Roundball Review presents the Takeover, powered by JM&E. Streaming live on Facebook, X, Musk, Twitch, YouTube, and of course on Roku via the BS3 Network. I am KG Chris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. If you have Roku, just download BS3 TV. If not, just go to bs3network.com. Going to talk about the Coogs, the Rockets, Rice. Got a big one this Saturday at home against Tulane. I think Tulane is ranked 22nd. But let's talk about it here. Join me on the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E. And oh, by the way, October 30th, I'm going to start there. October 30th, on the Hill, Prairie View. Panther Homecoming Madness, kicking off homecoming week. October 30th, 5 to 7 p.m. inside the Baby Dome. PV men's and women's basketball. Fans, you are invited, encouraged, urged to go to the Baby Dome and check out this season's PV men's and women's basketball teams. So yes, I do a little bit of everything here on the Takeover. Football. Let's get into it. Corey, what's up? Thank you very much. Going to talk about it. Talk some football. May talk about more of the shenanigans regarding the team up north, as Corey refers to it, as Mr. Willie Gibson refers to it. Talking about Michigan and their shenanigans and all the alleged cheating going on over there. But first up, the American Athletic Conference football added Army yesterday, made it official for Army and football. This week, week 9, October 27th, Friday on ESPN2, Florida Atlantic at Charlotte, FAU Tom Herman squad. 3-4 overall, 2-1 in the conference. At Charlotte, 2-5 overall, 1-2 in AAC. Kicking off at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN2 on the Deuce. Then Saturday, October 28th, Tulsa. Coming off getting mashed by the Rice Owls. Mashed. I think it was 42-3. Owls' biggest conference win in like 20-something years. And there's a road win, too, for the Owls. But Tulsa trying to bounce back. Will be a tough one on the road in Dallas. At SMU, Mustangs 5-2 overall, 3-0 in conference play. That game is on the U, ESPN U, 11 a.m. Memphis, 5-2 in conference play overall, 2-1 in conference. At North Texas, Mean Green, 3-4 overall, 1-2 in conference. 2 o'clock on ESPN Plus. Boy, East Carolina, winless in conference play at UTSA. Roadrunners have righted the ship. It's amazing what they can do and how they look when they got Frank Harris healthy at QB. UTSA is 3-0 in conference play. That game's at 2:30 on ESPN Plus. And then last but not least, Tulane. Coming to town, coming to H-Town. Coach Willie Fritz, 6-1 overall, 3-0 in conference play at the Rice Owls. Coach Blomgren got the Owls 4-3 overall, 2-1 in conference. 3 o'clock kickoff on the Deuce. Let me stop right there. Rice Owls, students, alums. I know it's not a lot of y'all. Rice got a small alumni base. I know all that. I live here in Houston most of my life, 51 years. Rice football is good this year. The game's going to be on ESPN2. It's going to be on TV, nationwide TV. Please show up to the game. Please show up to the game. Don't have the cameras try to figure out angles to make it look like more folks are there at the stadium than really are. Show up to the game. It's going to be a good game. Should be a good game. You're going to see a top 25 team come to town. Show up to the game. I know Rice University is an academic institution, all that. I know all that. I've heard it all before. Used to be a baseball school. Coach Wayne Graham was there. Rice won the World Series, College World Series, all those things. But football, y'all seem to have forgotten about football. in a lot of recent years was some forgettable football. But this year's team, best team in the city in terms of who they beat. They beat the Coogs and they walloped TSU. Sorry, Thrillo. So they beat the two teams in H-Town. Show up to the game. All right. Show up to Saturday's game. Yes, I know it's going to be on TV, but show up to the game. Tulane in town. Coach Fritz has ties to the area. His daughter used to work here in town. Show up to the game. Tulane at Rice, 3 p.m. on ESPN2. Okay. All right. Big 12. Let's get into it because I got to talk about the Cougs and this 3-3-5 stack defense. All the games this Saturday, Big 12. Oklahoma, 7-0 overall, 4-0 in conference at KU. Kansas, 5-2 overall, 3-1 in conference, 11 a.m. on Fox. That game, folks, that game is Kansas homecoming. Why in the hell would Kansas schedule Oklahoma for homecoming? Oklahoma for homecoming. Should be a great crowd. I don't know if you want to have Oklahoma as your opponent for homecoming, but that's what it is. Game will be on Fox. Next, Houston Cougars, my alma mater, 3-4 overall, 1-3 in Big 12 play. At K-State, Kansas State, K-State's 5-2 overall, 3-1 in conference. Also 11 a.m. kickoff on ESPN2. Now let's talk about it. Corey, Thrillo. Thank you, Thrillo, for chiming in. Appreciate it. Corey, Coug fans, Miss Wanda, if you're watching somewhere, anybody watching on X, Facebook, Twitch, Roku, YouTube, of course, on the Houston Roundball View on YouTube, as well as AJ's YouTube channel. We're simulcasting all over the place, everywhere. Watching the takeover. Cougs football last Saturday, 31-24 loss to the Longhorns. One more time, 31-24 loss to the Longhorns. The bettors were wrong. Bettors had the Horns favored by what, 22, 23 and a half, something like that. So the Horns didn't cover. Cougs still lost. Cougs were down 21-0. 21-0, 14-0 into the first quarter, then 21-0 early second quarter. After the game and Monday's presser, UH head coach Dana Holgorsen was talking about how well Houston switched to the 3-3-5 stack defense looked and performed. One more time. Let me say it again. Cougs trail 21-0. So what happened? Did it take the defense, the Cougs defense, a while to adjust to the Longhorns' size and speed? Or did Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian get cute and try to do things differently that worked to get the 21-0 lead? I choose to think it was more the latter than the former. Yeah, the Cougs made some adjustments, but they were down 21-0. Steve Sarkisian decided to call some ridiculous fake field goal that failed. It was a miserable call, too. This horrible call. Execution was worse. The Cougs special teams was looking for it, snuffed it out, stopped it. Team went down the field, scored TD, halftime, instead of being 24-7, 21-14. Things like that. Sarkisian trying to be cute. As Willie Gibson pointed out on Sunday, probably a case of Steve Sarkisian not respecting the Cougs and just trying things to see what works. Well, sometimes you do that, you give your opponent life. And to the Cougs' credit, the players' credit, coaches' credit as well, they took advantage of the gifts from the Horns, got the momentum going, got in the game, had a chance to win the game, got hosed. As Thrillo pointed out, hosed. fourth quarter, late fourth quarter, Coogs running back Stacy Snead had the first down. Had the first down, was close to the 8-yard line, and it was the 9-yard line. Somehow, the ball was spotted at the 9.5. Let me say it again. Stacy Snead, Coogs running back, was closer to the 8-yard line than the 9. But the ball was spotted at the 9.5, close to the 10. Fourth down, Coogs shotgun formation, roll out to the right, Donovan Smith pass. Kind of catchable, wasn't. Didn't convert. Horns hold on to win. Refs were supposedly reviewing it, but I don't know what they saw to convince them that running back Stacy Snead, who crossed the 9-yard line, somehow ended up close to the 10-yard line. Horrible call, horrible spot, horrible decision. Refs did what they did. Big 12 didn't overturn it, didn't even give out one of those lame days after press release. We apologize for the incorrect call, the interpretation of the rule, whatever. Y'all have seen it before. None of that. So Coogs got hosed. But yep. And I understand what they're saying. Going back to my point. My coach used to say, when you let trash hang around too long, sooner or later, it starts to stink. Yeah. You could see the Coogs' confidence growing because of Sarkisian trying to be cute in the play calls and things, just going away from what worked to get the Horns ahead 21-0. And then after the game, Sarkisian supposedly said to Coach Holgorsen, that 3-3-5 really confused us. Y'all were up 21-0. So how much did it confuse you? You were up 21-0. Back to the awful spot. Coach Holgorsen said Monday, Coogs got that first down. He believed the Coogs would have scored touchdown. He would have gone for 2. Gone for the win. And fans be talking about it. A Coogs 32-31 upset win over the Horns. And in that case, my young colleague, Andy Yanez, would have had his guarantee come true. And he could have talked so much trash and smack to me and Willie Gibson and everybody else associated with the Houston Roundball Review and the Houston Cougars and Les Raid Coogs and all of that for the rest of his life. But did not happen. The Cougs lost by 7, 31-24. Getting ready. Manhattan, Kansas against K-State. K-State's favored by 17.5. Last I checked, 17.5. Corey, Thrillo, folks watching on YouTube, Roku. Will K-State cover that 17.5? Will K-State in their running game have problems with 3-3-5? Will K-State get cute if they get a big lead? Or will the Cougs carry the momentum from the second quarter through the fourth quarter to Saturday at K-State and get the win? What will happen? Because from the second quarter through the fourth quarter, the Cougs offense was much better. Donovan had the pick in the end zone and then got stuck, sacked, fumbled. So two turnovers. That hurt also. So which Cougs will show up Saturday? I'm not one of those. More victories. Hey, we almost took down mighty Texas. Texas is not that mighty. Secondary wasn't very good. Secondary was not a match with the Cougs receivers. Longhorn secondary was missing some key folks. Houston said, well, y'all can cover us. We're going to exploit it. So salute to the Cougs for that. Donovan Smith, career high, 378 yards against Texas, against mighty Texas, who I guess the Longhorns aren't back. and haven't been back for years. But that's another story. Back to the schedule, back to the Big 12. West Virginia, who's lost 2 straight in Big 12 play, on the road at UCF. Mountaineers 4-3 overall, 2-2 in Big 12. UCF trying to get that first Big 12 win. They're 0-4 in Big 12 play, 3-4 overall. That game, 11 o'clock, FS1. BYU gets a chance at the Horns in Austin. BYU 5-2 overall, 2-2 in conference. Longhorns with quarterback Malik Murphy in for the injured Quinn Ewers. Horns 6-1, 3-1 in Big 12. Game on ABC, kickoff 2:30. Iowa State 3-1 in conference play, 4-3 overall at Baylor. The Dave Arandas 3-4, 2-2 in conference. 2:30 on Big 12 ESPN Plus. Then wrapping it up, prime time on ESPN2. The Cincinnati Bearcats 2-5 overall, 0-4 in Big 12. Stillwater, Oklahoma State, Cowboys 5-2, 3-1 in conference, 7 p.m. kickoff on the Deuce. Thrillo chime in with the comments, and Thrillo, in case y'all don't know, is a TSU alum, played football at TSU. So he knows what he's talking about comes to football and sports. 2 things happen after a big close loss. It either springboards the team to a victory the next week, or the team wets the bed and gets blown out. That's what I say. That's what I want to see from the Coogs. What's going to happen this Saturday against K-State? Because after the loss to the Horns, some of the Dana supporters, Dana friends, Dana backers, Dana defenders, Dana's friends of the program, Mr. Gibson, thank you for that. See, I told you Dana could do it. I told you he could turn it around. Just give him time. Some of the Dana detractors. Wow, he really impressed me today. He would have the team prepared, and they were close, except for that blown call. The Coogs could have won. It's the same man who y'all were bashing 10 days ago. 10 days ago, y'all wanted him fired. 10 days ago, Dana, stop making excuses for the lack of depth. This is your team. Now he's the right man for the job, and he's turned the program around after a loss? Give me a break. Let's see what the Cougs do Saturday at K-State. More victories is still a loss. If they, as Thrillo wrote, posted, wet the bed, then what are y'all going to say? Are you going to backtrack? Well, I thought Dana was the man in charge, but after this performance, I guess not. Which is it? Either he is or he isn't. And y'all know, if you follow me on any of the shows, y'all know I believe he's not the right person for the job. And I'm consistent with that. Period. But we'll see. And I'm an alum. I want the team to succeed. UA to succeed in everything. Academics, athletics, everything. But I'm not going to blow smoke and, one of the phrases, tell you, I'm not going to something and tell you that's raining. Nope. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do Saturday morning, 11 o'clock in Manhattan at K-State. Will defense and the new 3-3-5 cause problems for K-State? Will the Cougs defense bounce back? Or will the Cougs offense struggle again in the first quarter? Will the team trail 14-0 at the end of the first quarter? Will the team's offense put up a robust, 15 yards in the first quarter Saturday? 15 yards in the first quarter. 1-5, 15. So just pump your brakes on that. Dana's right man for the job and all. Okay. Whatever. Thrillo, this is for you, my man. SWAC play. Start from the bottom. Texas Southern, 2-5 overall, 1-3 in SWAC at Southern. Southern, 4-3 overall, 3-1 in SWAC play, in conference play. 4 p.m. Game is on the JaguarSportsNetwork.com. What say you, Thrillo? What say you? Road game for TSU. Well, Coach McKinney, chime in with your comments. Is Coach McKinney in trouble? I doubt it. Or honestly, can TSU alums put together the money to get rid of Coach McKinney if they so desired? Prairie View. I got a tidbit about this game right here. Prairie View, 3-4 overall, 3-1 in SWAC at Florida A&M, the best team in the SWAC. FAMU, 6-1 overall, 5-0 undefeated in SWAC play. 3 p.m. on ESPNU. It's homecoming, FAMU homecoming. Viewers, family, the cheapest ticket for the PV at FAMU football game. Florida A&M's homecoming. Thrillo, Corey, All Mad, Ben, Miss Wanda, everybody watching. AJ, the cheapest tickets for as low as $166. One more time. FAMU homecoming game. Tickets, the lowest price ticket available is going for $166. Keep that in mind when the Coogs have their homecoming game in a few weeks. Just putting that out there, all right? Back to it in Thrillo, talking about TSU. We're struggling across the street. I think he, as in Coach McKinney, will get another year with Body being out for the year. And this is it. They say FAMU homecoming is the place to be. Got to be. The cheapest ticket is going for $166. Man, that is impressive. This is homecoming. Thank you to my man D Skills. You can get into OS, that's Oklahoma State, UH, for $6. And that is homecoming, right? D Skills, that's the homecoming game for the Cougs, I want to say. $6. Compare that to $166. $6. So y'all keep that in mind with those who saying, oh yeah, Dana turned the program around. Okay. Yep. Bring Dana back. He's probably coming back, but economic-wise, it doesn't make sense. And as the slogan for next year is, he's back. That's Cougs football slogan for next year. He's back. Yeehaw. All right, back to the SWAC football. Mississippi Valley, 1-6 overall, 1-3 in SWAC at Alcorn. Braves 4-3, 3-1, 2 p.m. Go to alcornsports.com. Jackson State, 5-3, 3-2 at Pine Bluff. Poor Pine Bluff. Pine Bluff will be Prairie View's homecoming opponent next week. Now that's how you do it. That's how you schedule. Pine Bluff, 1-6 overall, 0-4 in SWAC. Games on ESPN Plus. Bethune-Cookman, BC 1-6 overall, 0-4 in SWAC at Grambling. Coach Hugh Jackson coming off losing homecoming. Homecoming lost to Alabama State. Grambling's 3-4 overall, 2-2 in SWAC. Game is on HBCU Go. And then that one right there, Battle of Alabama. Alabama A&M, 4-3 overall, 2-2 in SWAC at Alabama State, 3-3 overall, 2-2. Games on ESPN Plus. That should be an exciting football game. Correct. Those right. Fam, you can wrap up the East Division this weekend with the win. Yeah, so another incentive for them against Prairie View. Good luck, Thriller. Good luck, PV. And I believe this. At one point, they asked Prairie View's band not to come because they needed the room. Game's going to be something else. And back to it. You want to watch the Prairie View Florida A&M on ESPNU, 3 o'clock. Willie Simmons, head coach. Best team in the SWAC. Just let y'all know. All right, everybody. We're going to come back. We're going to talk Rockets and that, whatever that was, Wednesday night in Orlando. But you are watching the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku via the BS3 network. And for those, if you have Roku, most of you do, many of you do, just download BS3 TV. If not, go to bs3network.com. Here's one show that you can see via BS3. Be back in about 50 seconds.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Welcome back to the lunch break. But this is the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku via BS3 Network. And I am, of course, KG Chris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. All right. Rockets season opener Wednesday night in Orlando. Wednesday morning, colleague, mentor Nate Griffin invited me to be on with him on the Houston Morning Show on Fox. I was on about a minute discussing the Rockets, previewing the Rockets. I said, Nate, it's going to be a new season. Defense. It's going to be the theme for this year's Rockets. They're going to be more physical. Then Wednesday night in Orlando, they were completely not physical. Got run over by the Magic. Rockets lost 116-86. The second worst season opening loss for the Rockets going back 40 years. 116-86. Orlando out-rebounded the Rockets 57-31. Orlando's bench had 32 rebounds. The Rockets team had 31. One more time. Orlando's bench players tallied 32 rebounds. The Rockets team had 31. It was embarrassing. And we're going to plug both. It was embarrassing. Thank goodness for League Pass, because I was able to watch the Pistons, who, more victory, lost. I'm not into more victories because they still lost to Miami. But I saw Marcus Sasser made his first buckets, got 8 points, I think, in his NBA, his rookie opener. But the Rockets, 57-31, manhandled on the glass. Points in the paint, 54-32. Dylan Brooks comments to us earlier in the week, we're going to rebound, get stops, and get out and run, scoring transition. Well, it's tough to score in transition when you don't get the rebound. Orlando shot 48% and had 17 offensive rebounds. They were 42 for 87 from the floor. Missed 45 shots, got 17 of their misses. Rockets missed 47 shots, got 7 of their misses. Disappointing performance by the Rockets. Oh, and it gets better for the Rockets. Rocket fans, I'm surprised Friday's game, hasn't been moved to national TV based on the hype machine that is for Victor Wembanyama, who played well in the fourth quarter in their loss to Luka and the Mavs. Wemby's stats, one of the best rookie stats in the game. Derek Lively had a 16 and 10 for Dallas. ESPN, it's TV, it's media. You got to do what you got to do for ratings and all that kind of stuff. Wemby is the it person. At some point in my life, before I die, I love to be the it person for even 5 minutes, 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever. Be the it person. Be that one that everybody just wants to be a part of. Wemby struggled through 3 quarters, got going in the fourth quarter. ESPN had a graphic, had a stat line for him posted on the screen for much of the game. So much so, Derek Lively, fourth quarter, had a putback dunk. A sweet putback 2-hand slam dunk. To give him, I want to say, make him 7 for 8 from the floor at the time. ESPN still kept up Wemby's stat line for like 2-3 minutes after Derek Lively's putback dunk. Expanded Dallas's lead. When they latch on to you, they latch on to you. Media loves you until they don't. And don't get me wrong, Wemby's talented, got a bright, bright future, all those things. But for Wednesday's game, it was like y'all forgot or ignored what Derek Lively was doing. But we'll see what the Rockets do Friday. They couldn't handle the Spurs in preseason, especially in the first quarters. Zach Collins just gave the Rockets business. We'll see which Rockets show up on Friday. Rocket fans who support me on the Let's Talk Houston Rockets live stream, we're all hyped up. We're going to start 2-0, 2-0 on the road. Orlando's going to be an easy win. Yeah, okay on that one. Still wrong about that. So we'll see what happens Friday. I still believe at the end of the season, the Rockets will have a better record than the Spurs. But the end of the season is not Friday. Okay, so I will not be shocked if the Spurs win Friday and the Rockets begin the season 0-2 before starting a 7-game homestand this Sunday evening at home versus the Golden State Warriors, 6 p.m. Sunday. And I can say it's not a secret. I hope not. Oh, well. But Coach Udoka's family will be at the game, his first home game as head coach of the Rockets. That includes his sister. I know she'll be there. Besides Fawn. Fawn used to play for the Comets years and years ago. So she will be at the game this Sunday. Rockets, Warriors. Rockets defense was punked by Orlando Wednesday. Orlando's length, athleticism was on display Wednesday. But one guy, Cole Anthony, point guard for Orlando. Cole, not the tallest guy. Not really long arms, anything, but Rockets couldn't stop him. Had no answer for him. 20 points off the bench in 24 minutes. 20 and 8. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 2 dimes in 24 minutes. 8 for 12 from the floor, 3 for 3 from the foul line. Rockets had 0 answer for him. Jalen Green made 2 more shots than us. Us, all of us. Wednesday night. Jalen was 2 for 10 from the floor. Rillo, 2 for 10. Jalen Green made 2 more shots than me and you. No assists for Jalen Green. 1 rebound Fort Chickland Green. Gotta do better than that. Rockets Spurs. We'll see how it all plays out. Friday night, Rockets and the Spurs. Rockets on the road in San Antonio against Wemby Mania. Game will be on Space City Home Network. So tune in for that. Make a prediction about that. D-Skills. You have not made a prediction about the Coogs and K-State on Saturday. Will the Coogs cover at 17.5? Or will they get mashed? Or will they shock the world, shock me and you, and beat K-State and win on the road? And further improve Dana's chances of returning next season for his second year as head coach of the Coogs in the Big 12. Also, earlier this week, the Basketball Hall of Fame, the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, began announcing their preseason watch list for their men's college basketball awards. Point guard was announced on Monday. Shooting guard was announced on Tuesday. Point guard award is the Bob Cousy Award. I know these college kids have no idea who Bob Cousy is. So I'm really surprised they did not name these awards after more recent players. But it's the Bob Cousy Point Guard Award. Houston's Jamal Shead is one of the top 20 point guards on the watch list. Tuesday, the Jerry West Shooting Guard Award was announced. Watch list candidates. New Coug LJ Cryer is among those 20. Last season, Marcus Sasser won that award, was named the Jerry West top shooting guard in men's college basketball. Part of it involves fan voting. The fan voting begins Friday. You can go to Hoop Hall, the website, to vote for your favorite player. Point guard, Bob Cousy Award. Shooting guard, Jerry West Award. Small forward, Julius Erving Award. Power forward, Karl Malone Award. Yes, college basketball, power forward named after Karl Malone. And then the centers, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award. That top 20 would be announced Friday. The Karl Malone top 20 probably has been announced Thursday already. But yes, you get a chance to vote starting on Friday, October 27th, for those awards for men's basketball, men's college hoops, and women's college basketball. And I'm a voter on women's side for 3 of those 5 awards. And I was also asked earlier this week to be a voter for the Big 12 Women's Hoops Player of the Week Award. So I'm branching out on that. All right, reminder everybody, in these final minutes of this edition of the Houston Roundball Review, takeover of the lunch break, powered by JM&E. I am, of course, KG, Chris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. You're watching me on X, Facebook, Twitch, but of course on Roku via the BS3 network. KG, what is the BS3? Here it is. Be back in 90 seconds.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
We're back in these closing minutes of this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the Lunch Break, powered by JM&E. I am KG Chris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. Put up on the screen the advertising here button. Advertise here. Looking for advertisers for this show. A lot of shows on Roku have their, on the BS3 have their advertisers, have their sponsors. I'm looking for one for myself. So reach out to me via the platforms, Houston Roundball Review, or go to Linktree/Houston Roundball Review for more info. Email me, of course, at kgardner@thehrr.com as well. But different ways to support the Roundball Review. Buy some merch, such as a lovely Houston Roundball Review mug, hoodies, t-shirts, tank tops, all that. Super chat, super stickers during the live stream shows. Advertising, clicking on the ads in the articles, blog posts as well that are posted on the blogs as well as on the website at HoustonRoundballReview.com. It's getting cloudy here in Fifth Ward, Texas. Rain coming in. Heck, about 2 hours ago, had a helicopter hovering around. I don't know if they were looking for somebody or what, but that was hovering around for like 30 minutes. Then had a power surge. Lights went out. I don't know, but hey, life goes on here in the hood. And as what my auntie said, may she rest in peace. Fifth Ward, Texas. Yes, that's right. Fifth Ward, Texas. Not Third Ward, though. Fifth Ward, Texas. All right. One more time. Coogs this Saturday on the road at K-State. 11 a.m. kickoff. K-State is favored by 17.5. Will the Coogs' new 3-3-5 defense give K-State problems? Or will K-State just run over it with their running game and say 3-3-5? Y'all could have a 4-3, 3-4, whatever you want to do. We're going to run y'all over. What will happen? Will the Coogs improve to 2-3 in conference play and 4-4 overall, or fall to 3-5 and 1-4 in Big 12 play? Couple things in these closing moments again. Houston Cougars men's and women's basketball has Media Day scheduled for Friday, October 27th. It was rescheduled from today because of the announcement of Dusty Baker retiring. I was slated to do today's takeover from UH. Was going to work it out, make it happen. Talk to the coaches, players prior to 11, and then come here and do the show at UH somewhere inside the building. But it was decided for TV purposes, TV stations who were attending the Dusty Baker announcement to reschedule the Hoop press conference to Friday. Power of TV. It may be obsolete. Linear TV is still more important than streaming. So that was just another example of that. So today's media day was pushed back to Friday. So look for comments, interviews from players, coaches on the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. But honestly, I've already talked to the players and coaches. And y'all know that if you follow the Roundball Review. If you don't, subscribe to the channel. I've already had comments posted from Houston's Layla Blair, Cameron Jones, Naya Boyd, Brittany Onyeje, from practice and media day. Last week, Big 12 media day. I already had comments from Coach Kelvin Sampson, Juwan Roberts, LJ Cryer, and Jamal Shedd from Big 12 media day. Posted on Houston Roundball Review, YouTube, Instagram, and even TikTok in some occasions. So tomorrow, I think maybe one or two players may be different, but I've already talked to everybody. So hey, one of the benefits of being able to be able to attend the conference media day prior to the school media day. Men's basketball, Cougs have an exhibition game this Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. against UNC Pembroke. Coach Kelvin Sampson's alma mater. His wife, Karen Sampson, is on the board of directors for Pembroke. I think, according to Coach Kelvin, his wife, Karen, kind of urged him to get this schedule this game again. And she's the boss of the household. Coach knows. Happy wife, happy life. So hey. So it'll be another game. That game is scheduled for 3:00 Saturday afternoon. Football game's at 11. I hope that the football game will be on the screen, big screens inside for fans to watch who decide to go to the basketball game. I hope so. I'm not sure, but I think if it's allowable, then make it happen. Allow fans to watch the game while they arrive for the basketball game. We'll see. Thrillo, the homecoming game against Oklahoma State is, I want to say, what is it, 2 weeks? Let me pull it up exactly. And I think that's, let's see, I don't want to be wrong about the opponent because it's not as easy as some folks think. Let me see. Boy, they made it all difficult here on the website. Juwan Roberts named to the Karl Malone preseason watch list for the top 20 power forwards in college basketball. So that means the Cougs have 3 players on part of the top 20 preseason watch list for men's hoops. Jamal Shedd, point guards, LJ Cryer, shooting guard, and Juwan Roberts, power forward. Tell you folks, men's basketball, yes, it's a new conference. They're still going to be good. Ken Palm rating has the Cougs and Jayhawks predictive metrics to both finish 13-5 in Big 12. I think the Cougs go 12-6 in Big 12 play, but hey, whatever. One game won't make or break. Bearcats game is a homecoming game. So a winnable game for the Cougs. November 11th, Cincinnati, homecoming. So the Cougs get a winnable, on paper, a winnable game against the, as of now, winless in conference play game, winless in conference, the Cincinnati Bearcats. Do the Cougs go? Well, yes, Rex, correct. Everyone is in basketball mode starting Saturday, but still, put the football game on the screens for fans to watch. 11 o'clock, fans arrive maybe at 2. I think the doors open probably at 2, an hour before tip-off for the basketball game. Game should still be on. Football game should still be on. Give them a chance to watch the game. Enjoy. Cheer for the football team. Cheer. Hopefully cheer. Not boo, but cheer. Undefeated non-conference. I'm going to say no. It's very doable. The schedule is not as tough as some fans would hope. But also, that's part of life in the Big 12 and more tough opponents in conference play. The game at Xavier should be a challenge, part of the Big 12 Big East. The last year of that challenge, Big 12 Big East challenge. The game at Toyota Center on December 16th against Aggies should be tough, should be competitive. Cougs should still win. But that game at Xavier, probably the most difficult. And because it's a road game, December 1st, Cougs probably still got to iron out, a few kinks here and there with the new faces, LJ Cryer, Damian Dunn, fitting into the roster. But beyond that, ULM, no. A&M Corpus Christi, no. Stetson, no. Towson, part of the Charleston Classic in November, no. Utah Wake Forest, no. Montana, no. Rice, no. Jackson State, no. Texas State, no. Penn, no. So yeah, either Xavier or A&M. I can see the Cougs losing one time non-conference, just once, assuming everyone is healthy, of course. The key personnel healthy. But according to Ken Palm, Big 12, Rex, I haven't found out about the starting lineup for the scrimmage, but as far as I know, barring injuries, it was pretty much the same as you would expect. and what I've expected for a while. Jamal, LJ, Emmanuel Sharp, Juwan Roberts, and Javier Francis. I think Damian Dunn will come off the bench and have Emmanuel Sharp as a starter. You have Damian Dunn, Terrence Arsenault come off the bench. Malik Wilson, when he's healthy from his injury, which should be, we're going on 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks, probably 2 more weeks. So barring a setback, Malik should be ready around middle of November. So it's 4 to 6 weeks was the time frame, probably close to the 6 weeks part of it. So that roughly, he got injured on October 2nd. So 6 weeks from there. So mid to late November, and he was playing well. Practicing well, I should say. He looked good in the games in Australia. Everything seemed to click for him finally. So hopefully the injury won't set him back from his production pre-injury. But everyone, come to the game. I'm kind of curious to see how many fans show up for the exhibition game this Saturday against UNC Pembroke, 3:00. You can watch it on ESPN Plus if you want. But for some, it might be your only chance to see the team at Fertitta, because season ticket-wise is pretty much sold out. Hey, I'll be there. Andy Yanez and I we haven't really finalized yet. We might do the Les Rage Coogs post-game show for the football game while at Fertitta Center. Who knows? But follow the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube, as well as the Paul Slamma Jamma YouTube channel for more info of when we're going to do the post-game show about the football game. And we'll see if we'll be talking about a Coogs win over K-State or a Coogs loss at K-State. Football game kicking off at 11 o'clock. Game on ESPN2. Rex, what do you say? Will the football team win at K-State? Yay or nay? Will it be close? Will they get run over? Or will they, because of the bar they set from the second quarter through fourth quarter against the Longhorns, will they perform at that level? Or will they regress to that first quarter we saw on offense and defense? And that's what we'll see from the Cougs football team at K-State. Rex, being honest, nay, not inspired. Okay, it could be a letdown. K-State, I don't know why it would be, but, football team could have been hyped up, playing the Horns, friends, kind of telling you it's a rivalry and all those kind of things. Horns, big bad Horns, big bad Texas, ranked team, all of that. And then you're playing K-State. Not quite the same thing. We'll see. But again, news today, Houston's Juwan Roberts was announced as one of the top 20 power forwards. Keep that in mind. Juwan is now playing power forward this year because Javier Francis will be the starting center for the Cougs. Barring injury or a true regression by Javier Francis, will be starting 5. So starting 5, Javier, Juwan, in my opinion, of course, Emmanuel Sharp, LJ Cryer, and Jamal Shedd. So yes, any of those pre way too early looks at Houston, and they had a projected starting 5 with Juwan at the 5, wrong. It was wrong months ago. It's wrong. Okay, it's wrong. Terrence Arsenault might see sometime at the 4. He's not going to start at the 4. Okay. Yes, this year, yes. Juan told me last week at Big 12 Media Day, and part of the clip, the short interview with him is on YouTube, on the Roundball Review channel. He mentioned again, he's working on his perimeter game, 3-point shooting. He worked on it last year in practice. Didn't see it in games. I believe you'll see his 3-point shooting in games this season. Of course, you got to make them on a decent clip, but I do believe you'll see him shoot a few threes, maybe 2 or 3 threes a game. See how what we talk about here, what I talked about here on the Roundball Review Takeover? Some football. Reminder, Prairie View fans, Prairie View alums, Monday, October 30th, part of homecoming week. But Monday, Panther Madness, 5 to 7 p.m. inside the Baby Dome. You get a look at the men's and women's basketball teams for Prairie View. 5 to 7 p.m., October 30th, inside the Baby Dome on the Hill. So show them some support and enjoy homecoming week. And then for the Coogs, homecoming against Cincinnati, November 11th. Curious to see what the ticket prices will be for that. But on the last note, as I wrap it up, Florida A&M homecoming, Saturday against Prairie View. Game on ESPNU, 3 o'clock Central. The cheapest ticket available is going for $166. Keep that in mind when you badmouth and criticize HBCU sports. Wrapping it up on this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover, powered by JM&E. Streaming live on Roku via BS3 Network. I am thanking everybody for your comments and your questions. Rex, Thrillo, D Skills, Corey Miller, everybody watching on all the platforms, Facebook, YouTube, X, Twitch, and Roku. I am KG, Chris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. The Houston Roundball Review since 1994. Local name, global perspective. Subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about this show. Tell your friends about the Houston Roundball Review. Everybody take care. Peace.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today, it's Thursday, October 26, 2023. Number 1, after 3 weeks without a speaker, Republicans came together Wednesday and elected conservative Congressman James Michael Mike Johnson as the next Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives. According to observers, Representative Johnson succeeded where others failed by rallying a fatigued and frustrated Republican caucus. In his first address to the House, accepting the gavel, Speaker Johnson addressed Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, saying, "I want to thank Leader Jeffries. I do look forward to working with you on behalf of the American people." Number 2, alarming developments reveal covert operations by foreign entities on American soil, encompassing espionage and illicit financial channels. In a shocking case in Denver, Jure Sebastian Dalkey, a former NSA employee and Army veteran, pleaded guilty to attempting to sell classified national security information to Russia. Separately, FBI and Department of Justice officials disclosed a covert financial network supporting North Korea's ballistic missile program, with thousands of IT workers secretly funneling millions to North Korea by securing remote employment with U.S. companies, primarily in St. Louis. Number 3, if you have cirrhosis, you're more than likely to get fatigued easily, and interferon, a common part of some therapies, can sap your energy too. The What You Need to Know newsletter and our partners at blackhealthmatters.com list ways to keep your energy up while battling Hep C. Some of the ways include exercise as well as eating smaller meals. Number 4, Justice Robert J. Putorti was a Whitehall Town and Village Court judge in upstate New York who pointed a loaded handgun at a black man during a 2015 court hearing. Putorti said he aimed the gun at the man because he approached the stand too quickly and crossed a stop line for litigants. Putorti also claimed that the 6-foot man was 6 feet 9 inches tall, and that was one of the reasons why he was removed from office by New York's highest court, October 19th. Number 5, Ms. Astrology is back in the What You Need to Know newsletter. She's focusing on Scorpio season and says the sign is associated with power, secrecy, deep intuition, intimate connections, joint resources, and transformation. She also reminds us that trauma and transformation are part of the cycle. It's what we do with it that allows us to go higher during Sagittarius season. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Restoring relationships requires a willing heart and deliberate, wholehearted efforts. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with Ms. Astrology as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Black Health Matters. Barbara Scotia College, an HBCU in Concord, North Carolina, needs our help. The What You Need to Know team is asking our supporters, alumni, and friends of Barbara Scotia to help them meet their immediate and pressing needs by donating to help Barbara Scotia rise. Please join the donors from around the world who are stepping up to save one of the oldest HBCUs in the country. Please visit SybylWilkes.com for more information. And check out a celebration of Black filmmakers rooted in the HBCU culture. That's November 10th through the 12th at Howard University's Blackburn Center. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.